All right, so we're going to start looking at all of the different kinds of content that Bootstrap gives us to put on the page. Bootstrap calls these components, and they're just kind of blocks of content that are really common to tasks that we see across the web. So in the documentation, I'm under components here, and this is all of the different things that it will let you add to the page. Okay, so like alerts. Well, this is what alerts look like. They look like something I see on kind of apps and things like that. Maybe I would want those. And again, this is like a menu, so I'm just kind of scrolling through. Do I need any of these? Yes, no, maybe, right? A lot of these, if you're working on projects for this class, are more kind of like reporting projects or essays that just need to be laid out nicely. Some of these are yet less useful, right? I probably wouldn't see a badge, but I might. You might find a creative use for it. All right, so the way that we're going to use these is, again, just like a menu. So I'm going to look through and I'm going to find something that I want to add, and then I'm going to figure out how to add it to my page. So let's say a card. All right, this might be useful. I like how this looks. I'm going to come here, and this is the code for it. I'm now just going to copy this code, and I'm going to paste it into one of my columns. So I've got a layout now where I have a paragraph, and I have a column right here. So let's put it in this call MD4, and I'm just going to paste it in and fix my tabs. All right. So now when I look at the page, obviously it has a broken window image here, but I've got exactly that, and now I can go in and start editing it, and I'm just going to kind of read it and figure out how it works, right? So I've got a card title. I could change the text here. Let's see, it looks like this paragraph needs to have class card text. I'm going to change this here. It looks like there's an A here that makes that button, so I could change the text here, or maybe I don't want that button, right? You can kind of combine these and play with them how you want. So let's see, I have an image here. It looks like this image has to have card image top. So if I want to go and pull an image to put there really quick, we can do that. All right, so this is looking good, and that's kind of how I'm going to use components. It's a lot about reading the HTML and figuring out how it works. On these component pages, a lot of times there's different options, okay? So if I really want to get in here and say, okay, if maybe I want a subtitle and I want multiple links, then I'm going to read this and figure out how to bring it in. One thing that you'll notice here, this div, this card div, has a style with a width on it. I don't like this, okay? We don't want to do this. We want to have our sizes based on the column. And what I mean by that is this card will by default take up 100% of the column that it's in, and that's how I want to size them. I don't want to size them any other way. Okay, so let's say I wanted to add something below here. I'm just going to browse and pull something. So let's say I like how this does lists, and I like how this is highlighted. So I'm going to pull this in, and I'm just going to paste it underneath my paragraph, okay? So now this list group is going to take up 100% of this column. And if I read through it, I can understand how it works. Okay, it looks like all the LIs have to have list group item. Looks like the active one makes it that blue color. So, yep, that's that. There's a lot of different components to play with. Remember to only use things that are going to kind of make your story better, help you communicate with your audience better. There's a lot of these that you'll probably never use.